Tyler Fisk. Is Tyler Fisk here? So we got three people coming up, so hopefully we'll consolidate their comments. After this group, we have Richard Beyer, Robert Heffernan, Rafi Podolsky, Ben Zimmer, Brian Johnson, Peter Foote.
So Tyler Fisk.
Good afternoon. Yes, Chairman Barham, Chairman Doyle, and members of the General Law Committee. For the record, my name is Dr. Richard Duncan, and I'm with the Spray Polyurethane Foam Alliance, or SPFA. I'm submitting testimony in regards to House Bill number 5908, an act requiring safety certification standards for the spray foam insulation industry. SPFA is the National 501c6 trade association representing the entire value chain of the spray polyurethane foam insulation industries. Our membership is comprised of manufacturers, distributors, contractors, and installers of spray foam, both for roofing and insulation systems. Spray foam insulation roofing is a dramatically growing industry. We've seen double-digit growth over the past 5 years, basically because of its high performance and value as an insulation and air sealing for buildings and homes, and it saves a considerable amount of energy. It also provides substantial employment across the U.S. We have tens of thousands of individuals working in small businesses across the United States and hundreds of employees here in the state of Connecticut, all working for small business. And it's also important to note that these jobs are not ones that can be exported. In fact, the use of spray foam is recognized by a number of federal agencies. It's used in all types of government buildings and the like. At the same time, we recognize that health, safety, and quality are a concern for the industry, and the Spray Polyurethane Foam Alliance, along with its staff and numerous volunteers, have spent thousands of hours working with federal agencies, including the EPA, OSHA, and NIOSH, to develop a training program, certification program, that is completely compliant with ISO certification standards. In fact, this certification program was launched just last week at SPFA's National Conference in Jacksonville, Florida. And we've gone through a number of test pilot programs, and so far over 800 tests have been taken within our program since its launch. We've seen significant interest, and we're going to be able to offer this program at many locations, not only across the United States, but in Connecticut as well. While we have our international certification, or our individual certification program is complete, we're still finalizing some details on contractor as well as distributor and supplier requirements. But we think that this program is going to be an effort that's going to recognize all spray foam stakeholders, including homeowners, general contractors, architects, home builders, state and federal government agencies, and to provide a baseline on health and safety along with performance and quality. In the short time that I have today to talk about our training program, I'd like to at least orient you to spray polyurethane foam, the work that SPFA is doing on our new certification program. And we're very interested in working with you more closely to fully highlight the aspects of this program, make it a resource to the great state of Connecticut, and we applaud your efforts to represent your various constituents. And again, while we endeavor to finish our work on the program, we also look forward toward complete deployment on a reasonable timeline and managed process with you, your agencies, and the business, homeowners, and building owners of Connecticut. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the committee? Senator Whitcoast.
Yeah, where's Tyler Fisk?
Thank you. I missed previous testifier on the subject matter, so excuse me if it's a redundant question that has been asked in the room before. As a manufacturer, is there anything that I guess a company that would install the spray foam, that they would have be required to be certified by the manufacturer in order for them to purchase that product in its raw form?
Yes, several of our manufacturers, all of our manufacturers have training programs to train their specific contractors. Now, their training programs involve what we call equipment and materials. They're hands-on training. Our training goes beyond that. It requires this equipment and materials training from the manufacturer, but it also goes a step beyond to assure proper chemical health and safety, job site safety, and building science, and just general, application and quality for the industry. So we're setting standards industry-wide for that as well.
Is there anything in in any other states that you're aware of in the building codes that require a certification by the applicator to install the spray foam?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any further questions from the committee? Seeing none, thank you very much. Next speaker is Richard Beyer, Robert Heffernan, Rafi Podolsky, Ben Zimmer, Brian Johnson, Peter Foote, Bill Ethier. Is Richard Beyer here? Yes, he is.
Gentlemen, my name is Richard Beyer. I'm here to testify on behalf of what happened in my home regarding spray polyurethane foam. I brought this argument of training forward for specific reasons. My home was installed in 2010 by the previous speaker's standby Tyler Fisk company. And in 2010, the gentleman came in and sprayed the foam in my home. Most of the time, they were unprotected. They were not wearing the protective equipment. My family was in the home. My children were in the home. My pets were in the home. I had no idea what we were breathing until later, when we started having health symptoms. The foam started cracking, disappearing into the air. I went to industry for answers, and they sicked their lawyers on me, told me to be quiet. I asked the Fisk family, what did they do to my home? What was my family exposed to? They wouldn't answer me. The product's saved. So they came to me and asked, what do we do? So I said, well, I think you need to get an air quality test. So he said, who do you suggest we hire? I said, well, why don't you go to Mystic Air Quality? It was the only place I knew about it. Mystic Air Quality came in, performed a test using a digital meter that was not calibrated specifically for the chemicals that should have been looked for. They looked for chemicals that industry already knew would not be detectable, like MDI, which is methylene diphenyl diisocyanate. These products are known to disappear after 72 hours and become non-detectable in the air of the home. They knew this. But what industry doesn't know, and what industry is not publishing, is the B-side component of spray polyurethane foam. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to speak with David Marlowe at Centers for Disease Control. Apparently, industry has been less than cooperative with the government when it comes to these chemical components, flame retardants, glycols, and other proprietary ingredients on the B side that they hide behind. I've talked to homeowners who have told me that their spray foam applicators told them, I can eat the foam, it's that safe, it contains soy. Because the soy is part of some spray foam manufacturers on the B side of the component. The critical factor here is the A side of the component, no matter who makes the foam, is the same. It's isocyanate, MDI. That product is very well known by OSHA to cause irreversible lung damage. Men have died from exposure to these chemicals. Young men are spraying these chemicals in our home today, and the industry has been allowed for years to self-regulate. The American Chemistry Council published on their website that the product is heavily regulated by OSHA. Further investigation into this, there's no regulation. There's no enforcement at all when we talk about our home. These products need to be regulated, and they need to be enforced, and licensing needs to be mandatory, not this voluntary basis of self-promotion from SPFA. SPFA is looking to train. I applaud them for that, but not fast enough. We're not talking about a product that was just reintroduced into society. Polyurethanes were invented by Otto Baer back in the 1920s into 40s. It's not a new product. This is 2013. How did this chemical industry get away with this for so many years? Well, there's a reason. Everybody's promoting green energy today. I don't want to pay more for oil. Put the foam in. The purpose of the foam going in my home was to save money on oil. Now, we may come down with cancer in the next 10 years, or tomorrow. We don't know. There's no medical studies. Yale University is currently studying the men that install these products. They are the lab rats of today, and that includes Tyler Fist's employees. To give you an example, I gave you a cut sheet of photographs. This is Tyler Fist's employee working in my home, unprotected, removing failed spray foam. When this product was removed from my home, it off-gassed significantly. I have asthma. The product should never have been put in my home, and you knew this, but you still installed it in my home. Then the product started cracking and disappearing. And you go to industry and you ask them questions, and they tell you you're crazy. Why is the insulation disappearing? You go to industry, they say, it's not supposed to do that, the product's inert. Well, maybe it is inert. Well, the definition of inert, it doesn't change once it forms. This product was evaporating for me to breathe, and my children to breathe, my wife to breathe, my pets to breathe. And this firm stands their ground hiding behind industry standards, OSHA regulations. I'm a member of this organization, I'm a member of that organization. That's crap. These are lives they're playing with these chemicals. They are two-part chemicals. Part A, isocyanate. Part B, glycols, and whatever else they're hiding in those chemicals. The state of California banned fire retardants. These fire retardants are now showing up in human blood. People living in homes, from their children, the adults. Cancer rates are on an all-time high. The federal government already said that the vast use of polyurethanes in today's market is growing at an astronomical rate with childhood asthma. And we're allowing this in the name of green energy. The EPA issued a bulletin in November 2011, said they are looking to propose a ban on all of these chemicals because they don't have any idea what these chemicals do to our home, or what they do to you, or your children, or your pets. But we're all promoting it because it's big business. It's billion-dollar industry we're talking about here. But we're talking about lives. Forget the price of oil. There's other means to insulate your home. There are safer alternatives out there, not just with these chemicals.
Thank you, Mr. Byer. Any questions from the committee? Senator Woodhouse.
Thank you for your well thought out and testimony. I kind of flipping through as you were speaking. Is there anything in OSHA regulations that you're aware of as to how it's applied? I see that the U.S. EPA is considering a ban or restricting the consumer installations.
The very last page, sir, is the CDC investigation as well.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any further questions from the committee? Seeing none, thank you very much for your time and your patience. Next speaker.